Saudi Arabia is not yet known for its modesty, but what the Saudis have announced now overcomes all false ideas again. According to The Line, the Saudi royal house recently announced that it wants to build the highest building in the world. The currently highest skyscraper is the Burj Khalifa in Dubai, with an impressive height of 828 meters. But the Saudis want to overdo this, of course, but not for a few meters and not for a few hundred meters. First of all, a building is to be built that is higher than 1 kilometer. But because 1 kilometer still doesn't seem to be enough, they want to build a 2-kilometer-high tower. All of this may sound pretty unbelievable, but it will soon become reality. Already in 2030, this all-increasing mega-cloud scratch should be completed and all previously built in the literal shadows. So it is urgent that we take a closer look at this project. How do the Saudis want to implement this idea? Is this architecturally possible at all, and why could this be one of the biggest blemages of Saudi Arabia? We will look at all these exciting questions in today's video. Have fun! Attempts to overdo the Burj Khalifa are by no means new. Since the completion of the giant in 2010, architects and engineers have worked worldwide on concepts that should go even further into the sky. Dubai itself has been trying to overdo itself over and over again. Already since 2016, the Dubai Creek Tower is being built, which is supposed to reach the height of 1 kilometer. Originally, this should have already been completed for the Expo 2020. But already 2 years after the construction began, the work came to a standstill due to many challenges, and by now they have been paused for several years. Other projects worldwide that wanted to reach these heights also failed or were postponed indefinitely, as well as another project in Saudi Arabia itself. The so-called Jeddah Tower in the famous city should reach 1,007 meters, but the work on the skyscraper was stopped in 2018 at a height of up to 256 meters. The planned resumption in 2020 did not take place. Only in September 2023 was the construction of the building gradually resumed, but the completion was postponed indefinitely. Because a project of this size brings unexpected problems with it. Because the question is whether the technology and the knowledge are even ready today to build a skyscraper of this height. But Saudi Arabia seems to be convinced to have all the necessary know-how and wants to do everything better this time. In December 2022, various media reported for the first time that the Public Investment Fund for Saudi Arabia has a plan to build the highest skyscraper in the world. This is supposed to be built on an 18 square kilometer area in the north of the capital Riyadh. But when the project was officially announced 6 months later, even the experts were surprised, because the dimensions exceeded everything that had been planned beforehand. The CEO of Saudi Arabia Holding, Mohammed Al-Qahtani, unveiled the tower as part of the so-called North Pole project. A large-scale urban area with an area of 306 square kilometers is to be created near the King Khalid International Airport. Similar to other major city plans in the entire kingdom, the North Pole project will focus on the creation of sustainable modern housing options, including particularly vertical housing concepts, such as how they should be found in Neom's The Line. The city of the future should include futuristic approaches for transport, including air taxis, autonomous vehicles, and other advanced transport options such as high-speed trains. Because the Saudis have become incredibly rich through their oil and gas and now want to diversify their money in all possible areas. The Rise Tower is supposed to function as the heart of the city. Everyone was surprised again. Because what surprised most was the radical announcement that the Rise Tower should not reach a height of around 1,000 meters as originally suspected. Instead, the tower is said to be 2,000 meters, i.e. 2 kilometers up in the sky. At this height, the tower would not only break all previous architectural records, but also pulverize them. But how is such a daring project supposed to become a reality? The technical challenges of such a project are of course enormous. Because the sheer height of the building brings massive requirements to the structure. Wind forces, earth-level safety, and the stability of the foundation must be viewed in a completely new way. Engineers have to develop innovative materials and construction methods to cope with the immense pressure on the lower floors. The elevator systems are also faced with revolutionary innovations. The conventional elevators are much too slow and inefficient. Instead, technologies such as magnetic elevators or even vacuum tubes are to be considered here. But the logistics also seem to pose unsolvable tasks for engineers, because a total of 100,000 people are to be able to live and work in the tower. All of these, however, have to be transported over hundreds or even thousands of meters. A previously impossible task. And in fact, the Saudis have hardly been able to figure out how they want to implement this undertaking. The speech is only about innovative basic structures, such as three-pointed or propeller-shaped, which should distribute the load more evenly. In addition, innovative design solutions such as twisted outer structures, such as the Shanghai Tower, are to be used. This means that the wind should be directed more efficiently. And also about massive vibration towers is the speech. An impressive example of this is the Taipei 101 in Taiwan. There is a 660-ton steel ball for the necessary stability. With strong gusts of wind or seismic activities, this massive ball begins to vibrate and absorb the forces affecting the building. The result is that the movements of the building are significantly reduced. However, all of these technologies have only worked at significantly lower heights so far. For a 2 kilometers cloud scratch, all of this would have to be massively revolutionized. And even then, the undertaking seems almost impossible. And so the experts are also widely agree that such a project should not be implemented in absolute time. The architect Adrian Smith, who worked on the Burj Khalifa, emphasized that such a height requires innovative materials and technologies that only exist in theory so far. New solutions for the foundations, lift systems, and the entire infrastructure of the building must be developed. Revolutionary materials that are lighter and still more reliable than conventional steel and concrete are also part of this. In addition, economic feasibility is also questioned. Saudi Arabia is only investing $5 billion in the construction of the Rise Tower. And already in 2030 it should be completed, which is also considered almost impossible. 2030 is also the buzzword for the entire construction of Saudi Arabia. Because behind this colossal project lies a vision that goes far beyond just architecture. Saudi Arabia is investing billions in ambitious projects to diversify its economy and gain international attention. The country then strives to get rid of its traditional dependence on oil and to find new ways for a sustainable future. And all of this is under the Vision 2030. Saudi Arabia wants to bring the most important sports events such as the Olympic Games and the Football World Cup into its own country by then. And through this attention, the world should then lead its own dominance. The planned 2 kilometers cloud scratch is only part of a comprehensive construction boom that Saudi Arabia is pursuing, including the ambitious NEOM project, a $500 billion expensive smart city development with the line, the first linear city in the world. This was originally supposed to be 170 kilometers long, but already there the massive problems that such mega projects bring with them were shown. The plan was therefore only shortened to 2 kilometers. And something similar is also threatening the Rise Tower. Because if it is actually implemented, it could develop into a real money grave for the Saudis and would probably never be completed. What was planned as a symbol for progress and innovation could end up rather as a milestone for the borders of the Great Wall. So that's it in the video. Thank you all for watching to the end. I hope you enjoyed our content. If you liked this video, we would be happy if you could like it and share the video on your social networks and subscribe to the channel. We have always appreciated your support. Now let's get ready for the next video here on our Wikipedia Plus channel. We'll be back soon. A big hug and until then, bye.